Good morning, nerds, and I hope you're ready for a little Dungeons and Dragons at the crack of dawn. As we embark on a nightly quest at the break of day, I just wanted to squeeze in a quick thank you before we begin. This is the audio only version of a long distance tabletop RPG session streamed live on Twitch every Monday morning. So without further delay, let's get into today's session.
Good morning, nerds. Welcome back to an episode of DAGGERHEART. I am the Game Master Nathan. I don't have an intro for today, but Megan, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Megan, and it's been that way most of my whole life.
Hey, whatever. Okay. If the coffee hasn't hit yet and you fall back asleep, or you just can't stand to look at us, don't worry. The recording of this session in an audio only version will be posted on our YouTube channel the following Friday. And you can find our channel by searching Tethered by the Table on YouTube or following the link in our bio. If short form content is more your style, search Tethered by the Table on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube for a periodic snippet of our shenanigans. Um, Last time, we can kind of go into a review here. What did we do last time?
Oh yeah. It was a whole thing. We met Marcella, the morel mushroom.
Oh, yeah. We met
And
indeed.
yes, and he was traveling through, um, trying to get to
The city of Hush.
a city of Hutch, um, with a little package. We fell we got into a little bit of trouble with some rivets. Um, but luckily with some experience, we were able to get out of that. And then, yeah, we made it to Hush. We had a little bit of a meltdown. Um, just a
So,
little one, yeah,
to
in
put it
front of
gently.
in front of some melons. But then we found the person we were supposed to deliver the package to, which was, in our case, a 7 foot tall
A 7 foot
fairy.
tall.
Yeah. Which I forget what type of fairy she was, but she was a fairy. Um,
She she was a fairy. She was a lightning bug fairy. She was a firefly
oh,
fairy.
and then I guess it was a like a rune stone or like a protection stone for the city that we actually left. But it ran out of magic, so we are accompanying her to a certain area where she can fill it back up with magic.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then during that time, we started a battle with some skeletons and like a wraith thing,
In a forest wraith, yes.
the forest wraith.
And you happen to I'm trying to pull out my stuff, but you happen to hire, well, not hire, but get in contact with
Oh,
your
our
fellow
friend
friend. Yeah,
Chantrell, the trump.
Chantrell.
He's like a trumpet mushroom, but he's like if you know what Machop looks like, kind of like that, but with trumpet mushrooms on his
Oh yeah.
shoulders.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But Nintendo or Pokemon Company don't sue us. I only
Oh,
meant it gently.
yes,
But
actually,
we
uh,
know how crazy they get sometimes. Okay.
his name was it was actually Mahope. That's what
Mahope.
he was going for.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mahope type character. Okay, so you are in the middle of a dark thicket of trees. I'll just transfer over here. Okay. You're in like kind of deep into the forest. Large trees around you are kind of creating a circle where the firefly fairy is in the middle, starting this whole incantation. As she begins to, oh, do I have a little thing here?
Yeah, I think you have some photos. That's what you were
I have
talking about.
yeah, I have a photo here. I'm trying to see if I have like a little description here. On direction of the Arcanist, your carriage pulls into a mysterious clearing in the shape of a perfect circle, the only area of the Sablewood you've seen without trees to block out the sky. This is the open veil. The Arcanist antenna perk up in a disconcerting way. This is good. Stop, stop. Yes, here. Now come help me. I'm old. This time she unfolds the carriage as she did with her home. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I missed some part where like the house unfolds and now all of a sudden the carriage unfolds. I don't know what that means, but the carriage unfolds. I don't know what that means. take it as you want. It unfolds. Maybe like the roof kind of opens up and everything. And she stands over the crate, humming. Her body starts to glow brighter, flickering in the night. I'll need an hour to prepare. You already did your short rest, and
Mhm.
so we will go into this.
Oh, you know what it maybe means is maybe she has like like a little house, but it unfolds like it's in a cube or something, and then it starts unfolding into like a tent or
Oh,
whatever.
maybe. You're right. You're right. That makes sense. I like that idea. You know what? I like that. And then the Keystone responds. She quickly demands the ritual begins, and you must defend her while the ritual is going. And so we're going to walk it back to anyone who watched the first part. We started the combat. We're going to walk it back to the very beginning of the combat as your character, Marcella. Wait, is it Marcella or Marcel?
Morcella.
Marcella, okay. Marcella begins to look off the carriage to see, what did I say? I'm going to say three skeletons, actually. I'm going to make it a little harder for you. Three skeletons begin to kind of claw their way from the ground out from within the clearing, and in the dark kind of abyss of the forest around you, you see two glowing green eyes like a forest wraith watching you from the distance. So, with that, what is going to be your first move?
Okay. I'm like, oh no. Oh, um,
The- I love it. The voice is starting already.
I I really, yeah. It depends on the day of what kind of voice you're gonna get. Um, I'm gonna try to do my thing. Uh, it's not a thing, but I'm gonna take my grappling hook and I'm gonna tie it to my rope and try to swing swing those three together and trap them.
All right. Do well, shoot. Where's my paper? Where's my paper? I need to know what things are. So I was gonna say, what's the maneuver one?
The maneuver, it
Do an
is
agility roll.
agility.
Yes, do an
Okay.
agility roll.
All right, come on, Marcella. First roll of the
Give me a second
day.
try at this, I see.
Yes, I was like, hey, if we're playing it back, might as well try. That was a crit.
No way. The first crit of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it works just as you like it. And clear stress, gain a hope. Describe what happens.
Okay. So they all die because I squeezed them super, super tight.
No way. And that's the episode.
So,
They are all grappled. Describe how, like, what happened, like how you pull it off with the grapple.
okay. So here I am. I use my silk rope and I grab and because I use my grappling hook to swing and
Yeah.
yeah, like Tarzan. And I'm going back to that. I tie it up and I'm swinging it around and then
That's nice.
it's like an extension of my own being. And it goes and I arches beautifully in the air. It misses them and the
Mhm.
skeletons kind of look back
Like,
at it
one kind of
like
like laughs, like points at you and laughs.
yeah,
The other two like turn around, like, what?
yeah, like they're laughing and all of a sudden it curves around and then like his laugh gets cut short. He's like, "Oh," and then
Yeah.
they all get tangled up together.
Perfect. No, I like it. Okay. So now we have the three skeletons kind of all of them shoo, right together, land kind of all tied together. Now, is it still connected to your gun, or is it kind of like just tied itself up?
What do you mean gun?
So like your grappling hook. I'm sorry, you have a grappling. Do you have a grappling gun or a grappling hook? I don't remember what it is.
Hook.
Hook.
Grappling
So
hook.
yeah. So you're still holding that rope and like
Yeah,
controlling them,
I'm
right?
still holding it right now.
Perfect. So they are grappled, and all three of them are now have now been tied up together. I mean, I still don't know whether or not they go until you fail a roll. So I'm gonna say, what's next? What's happening?
So, yeah. As I'm holding this, I am going to spend 3 of my hope
Yeah,
to do rogue's dodge.
rogues dodge. I like it.
So I spend 3 hope to gain +2 bonus to my evasion until the next time an attack succeeds against you. So
Perfect.
I'm unstoppable right now.
I mean, so far, yes. And that doesn't require a roll. I mean, do you, am I don't know if I'm still missing something, but I'm gonna let you keep going. Um, yeah, I mean, do one more thing. Like, what's going on?
All right. So now I'm holding this. Um,
Oh, great.
oh, I was like, can I just start making stuff up as I do this? Um,
I'm gonna spend
but
two hope here to
yeah, make a cut into my body, and then I spread those spores onto my rope that
uh,
causes toxicity.
hundreds of
Um,
other Morellas start kind of appearing because I've self-duplicated myself, and now there's seven of me on the battlefield.
I'm using double team as we speak, just multiplying. Um, all right, let's see. I'm holding this. They're tied. I'm going to I'm going to tie it around my body. I'm gonna
Interesting.
take the other end and just tie it to my body. I'm gonna
Okay.
do that.
Perfect. In that case, then I am going to step in. I don't know. I'll spend a fear and step in. I really hope I'm not pissing anyone off who actually knows how to play this Daggerheart game,
You're
because
pissing me off.
unless you had something to do other after the tying it together.
Oh, I was gonna try to attack, but you go
No, no, no.
ahead.
You go. You go. Okay.
No, no,
I
I was
didn't know. I
kidding.
want
I
you to
was
go attack.
kidding. No, you go.
Like I don't know if she's just gonna like keep on like doing things that aren't attacks until until I stop her. Um, then I hop back in the carriage. I might take a ride back home. Kind of missing
I'm
an
gonna
ale right now.
I'll go grab an ale real quick and then I'll come back and
And I
let's
crit on that
go.
as well, so I have a really good time. Everyone in the town loves me. Okay, I will step in just real quick because the forest wraith. I mean, you got everyone tied up except for the forest wraith here, and so we got too much stuff all over the place. We're gonna look at the forest wraith here. Forest wraith moves in. I have to remind myself with the stats here. That is going to be. Yeah. They move in and they attack with a they move into far range. So they kind of so as you're tying all these skeletons here, you see a
Mhm.
wispy kind of forest creature, more like a ghost. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. The a ghost of a forest creature kind of exit the woods and enter into this perfect circle of the open veil around you. And from a far distance, they kind of their hand, their wispy hand kind of glows a little bit of green, and they shoot a bolt towards you, and that's going to be an action roll, well, an attack roll. Oh, and it was a let's see. Does a four hit you? Does a four hit you?
No, it does not.
The green bolt kind of shrieks through the air, and just like kind of misses you just because from a distance, and also because you're so roguish right now. I mean, you're unstoppable. Like your cat like reflexes are tuned in, and so the forest wraith misses their attack, which means you can keep on going. I mean, keep on going.
Can Chantrell go? He's seeing me do all
Oh,
this
you're
like
right. You're right. Yeah,
this
Chantrell's kind of sitting
awesome
there.
stuff.
Yeah. So Chantrell, the brute of a mushroom he is, decides that he's going to. I mean, all three of these skeletons are right where he wants them, and so he is going to do his ground slam attack. Um, Slam the ground, knock all targets within very close range back to far range. Each target knocked back this way must mark a stress. Um, one second, I forgot that stress was a thing. I have to make sure I'm accounting for the stress. They each have one stress. Okay, which means that this deep root defender is gonna try to play some bowling here. Um, 10 plus a 2, 12. What's their difficulty? Would you look at that? It's a 12. So Chantrell kind of sits there, and he's been watching what's going on and everything. He's eating on a dirt block, just kind of chilling, hanging, watching you rope all these people, dodge these life drain these attacks from the forest wraith. He sees them all kind of grouped together and goes, "Oh, let me handle this, bud." And you see him jump kind of into the air, big old kind of fists raised above his head like he's Hulk smashing, and he lands directly on all three of these skeletons. Um, break. Does it break this? Does it break the rope though? Does it break the rope though?
No.
I wouldn't say it breaks the rope. No, that would it just doesn't break the rope. Um, does that mean? But if it doesn't break the rope, does it still knock them back to far range, or does it just like
Oh,
crush them?
maybe oh, that's up to you. That's up to your discretion.
Let's see. Let's see.
But just know if it knocks them back, I am flying with them because I tied them to
True, you did
myself.
tie 'em. Um, it's just gonna kind of crush where they, because the rope is tying them. It's just gonna kind of crush where they are. And so they're each going to take. Only thing is, I don't know if this actually does damage. This damage, I don't know if this actually does damage or, but no, it each mark
Just
a
knocks
stress,
them
and
back.
so they each mark a stress, which means that they all are now fully stressed out. Uh, and and so when he kind of smacks them, they all kind of get dazed. I don't know, like a skeleton would. You know how when skeletons get dazed, that the
Yeah.
way they look. That's what they're doing right now. And Chantrell is still kind of right outside, ready to continue the pummeling. Which means now it's going to be your turn here. And what are you gonna do? You're still tied to him.
Okay. I am going to run up to them and try to hit them with my my primary and secondary weapon.
Like, yeah,
All right. So I roll to hit, right? Yeah, with my
yes.
D12.
With your duality dice.
That's a 10 with hope.
Oh yeah. Is that 10 plus the? I'm trying to think of the D8
It's
plus one physical, one-handed. Do you get any additions to the primary weapon? I'm trying to remember
I
how that
think it's
works.
just the damage.
That is true, yeah. Because the 10 does not hit the 10 does not hit the ancient skeletons. And so you're unable to you mark a hope. Mark a hope. Don't forget to mark the hope.
Back to hope, yes.
But the attack is not enough. The skeleton it's hard for you to get it's hard for you to get around Chantrell because Chantrell is the big brute mushroom that he is. And so he
Right.
so his big frame is blocking them just a little bit too much, and you're unable to get to the skeleton and land that perfect hit. And so, regretfully, that does not work. But that means the skeletons they have a chance to maybe break free. And so the skeletons here are going to they are going to yeah, one of them kind of wrestles a little bit in the in the rope that you have, and he begins to kind of swing his sword wildly. So he's going to attack with a disadvantage, but he attacks nonetheless. And so I got to pull out my disadvantage die. I'll be rolling a d20
Oh.
and a d6 at the same time and subtracting the. Dang! Maybe I just need to get rid of the d20. This d20. That is a 2 minus a 4, which is a -2, but it
Oh.
is a +0. Yeah, it's +0. Does a -2 hit you?
Let me check real quick. No, it doesn't.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, the skeleton doesn't hit you. But I'm gonna spend. I am gonna spend a fear to have another one attack. I'm gonna have another one, but he's still gonna do it with disadvantage. They all just start kind of swinging wildly while
Just
they're still tied
just
up.
cringe.
Does a 2 hit you? No, it does not. I'm not gonna. I shouldn't have even asked you. These skeletons are thoroughly tied up. They're not doing anything. I might switch this D20. Let's just switch this D20. The hot pink isn't doing it for me today. But it is now. I'm going to do Chantrell again. He kind of he has a vine attack and it's a close range. So he's going to kind of his hand. I'm going to say his vine attacks are just with his fist. He's a fist type of guy. He decides to just straight up punch one of these skeletons here, which is going to be. Oh, I like this dice more. 14 plus 2. That attacks, and that's going to be a 1d8. Da-da-da. Does 6 damage to the skeleton, which isn't enough for the threshold. But it does. I'm trying to, so that does 1 damage. That is 1 damage to the skeleton. I'm trying to remember how this game works. Ding, 1 damage to the skeleton. And then it is your turn.
What about the rate?
The Wraith is still hanging around. I didn't use
Okay.
my fear points enough to make him do an attack, but he's been kind of hovering around the outskirts of the circle.
Okay. So I am going to, seeing that Chantrell is like handling the skeletons, I'm going to untie myself
Yeah.
and, and tie it to him without without letting him know. I'm like, oh, okay, you're gonna
And
have this now.
and tie it to him. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna shimmy up his body.
Jimmy up
Excuse
his
me,
body.
excuse me. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to get on top of him, launch myself, and just double dagger the 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 wraith
Okay, all
wherever
right.
he is.
I mean, let's see. Do an agility roll real quick. I just want to make sure that you can get there with the maneuver. Just because there was a lot of moving parts in that situation, but I am excited for to see if this works. Unlike when I'm not excited for
Ooh,
things to work.
that is a 7 with fear.
A 7 with fear. Um, you're able to climb up the. You're able to, let's say, okay, you're able to climb up. What is it? Chantrell. And when you kind of leap off, the wraith has been watching this whole time. And so while you were trying to climb up, he actually kind of moves position. And then once you kind of get over Chantrell's shoulders and jump, you realize the wraith is not where he was. And instead, the wraith now is going to attack. With where did my they had the stats on two different pages, and so I always lose it. All right, with another life drain attack, we're gonna do. Does a 12 hit you? Not
Nope.
anymore. Not anymore. Not with the roguish dodging. And so I mean you jump, but all of a sudden kind of he's now like instead of like where right in front of you where you thought he'd be, is now the wraith is now kind of to the left of you, and kind of but as it shoots that life drain bolt out of its hand, you're able to kind of take a look and dodge almost mid-air, kind of do a little body roll, and it misses you, and so that is a miss. It does not hit you, which means Chantrell's turn again. Chantrell is going to beat on the skeletons a little more, beat on the bones a little more, with his vine attack. That's a 10 plus 2, which hits, and then he does his D8. Oh, 5. So, well, I'm looking at the wrong stat. That's why I couldn't find what I was doing. 6, 7, 8. Does 8 damage and knocks this skeleton out of commission. So one of the skeletons that he beats
Really?
um is gone. Is gone. And the countdown dice goes down 1. I'm trying to find where 7 is. There is 7. Boom. Now, give me just one moment. I will be back. I'm going to pause the stream real quick. I just got to handle something real fast, and then I'll be back in just a moment. 2, 1. And we are back, and I'm so sorry. Okay, Skeleton was just taken out. Chantrell is done for. Is that where we ended, or was there something else after that? Not
I think
Chantrell was
that's
done
where we
for,
went.
but Chantrell beat the dude, and the skeleton was done for. Okay, in that case, then, your turn.
Okay. All right. While you were gone, I was like, man, I think I'm using the rogue the wrong way. So I'm gonna try. So I think I said I shimmied up his body. I tried to launch myself,
Mm-hmm.
but the rogue was like unmoved. So,
The wraith moved.
or sorry, the wraith moved. Um, does that leave me on the ground again?
See, and then that's where I was like, if it was, I don't know if Daggerheart's supposed to be played this light and fast. If it benefits you that you are still in the air, I'm down for you to still be in the air. Otherwise, yeah, you've land on the floor.
Okay. I'll be on the ground. I'm looking around, see that the skeleton was taken out, and then I shimmy into the shadows.
Jimmy into the shadows. Okay, all
Yes,
right.
Chanterelle is a rather large, well, it's the middle of the night, right?
In the middle of
Or
the night, yeah.
and there's like the only thing is like a big moon
Yeah, so like you're
glowing.
in a large clearing of trees. The big bright moon is right above you, casting plenty of shadows. Really, the shadow's going to be kind of outside of the circle though, and so just because there is no trees that block the sun here, if you're going to find shadows, they are going to be kind of outside the circle. And so if you dare kind of go into the forest, you're more than welcome to.
I'm gonna I'm gonna run. I'm like,
Okay.
you got this, Chanterelle, you got. and then run into the forest.
Okay, all right. You've run into the forest, and I guess
Wait,
you're
wait,
hiding
wait,
in
wait,
shadows. Yes, yes.
wait. I want to try to. Can I? Sorry. I want to. I'm gonna pick up a rock
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna fling it at the wraith and say, "Come and get me! Come on!"
Interesting. Okay, so you're
And then
doing a
I'm
little
gonna take
taunting
off
feature.
running.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um, do the I want you to do a presence roll. See if you can kind of like
Okay.
intimidate or taunt the wraith to follow you.
It's a 17 with fear.
Ooh, okay. And so, yeah, okay. As you are, so what you do is you kind of, so as the wraith kind of, uh, sorry, I'm like three places at once right now. So you begin to run toward the forest. You turn around, throw a rock, at the wraith, and kind of and start taunting and everything. The wraith turns a little bit and kind of sees you running away and decides to, out of curiosity, follow you. But you do see as you leave, a third skeleton starts kind of crawl. Another skeleton, because there's always a third. A fourth skeleton starts crawling its way out of the ground outside of the little circle that Chantrell is working on, and it's kind of behind him, where he's unsure. He hasn't seen that the skeleton starts crawling out behind him. He's still kind of pummeling the skeletons that are tied to him. And so you are able to see that just briefly before disappearing into the tree line, with the wraith kind of following you. Now, um, I mean, you didn't fail the roll. Are we still going? Like, what do you want to do?
Okay. So I'm trying to
Hmm.
hide in the shadows. All right, so I'm now cloaked. Okay. Um, okay. You just had to add that other skeleton. Well, I'm going okay. I'm gonna go with the wraith because the wraith is following me, like
Okay,
curiously. So I'm gonna try to attack the wraith instead.
I like it. Are you hiding first, or you just once you get in the tree line, kind of turn around and trying to jump it?
Oh, I'm hiding.
Okay,
So I run,
perfect.
I'm like, come on. And then I duck behind a tree or something
Okay,
into the
which means
dark.
that since you're a rogue, you are cloaked now,
Okay.
because you're
Let's
hiding.
see.
Um,
Attack while cloaked.
yes.
All right, so I gotta roll.
So it'll still be an action roll, but you can add a d6 to your damage dice, if it is a
If I
successful attack.
succeed. Okay.
So you hide underneath the brush, and you hear it's kind of like a soft shrieking noise, kind of almost like a hushed whisper, starts like slash shrieking noise, like voices kind of speaking in the forest as the wraith kind of begins to kind of wander into the tree area that you're in, kind of green eyes peering around the area and looking for you. Um, and it's now kind of, I'd say, in close range, if not, is there a very close range? Oh, melee range. Then in melee slash close range.
Okay. I'm like, come on. Come on, Marcella. Come on. You can do this. Sally
Bardic
always
inspiration, inspiring yourself.
Sally always said you had ruggishly good looks. Come on, you're a rogue.
All right, and then you're gonna do an attack.
That is
Let me
an
pull up the.
18 with hope.
Oh, an 18 with hope. Let me double check my. Hey, and that works. That hits, and so go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. Okay. So, oh, okay. So I'm gonna do these. Sorry, I should have had these D8s available. Okay, it's the diamond looking one.
Yeah, yeah.
Top. Okay, here's the top. There's the top. Nope, that's a D10. That's a D10. There it is. Okay. Okay, so I'm attacking with both weapons
Oh yeah.
when I need a
Oh, you're just laying
D6.
it on thick now. Hold on. Because you'll have your regular damage, and then
Yeah.
you'll have the +2 for your secondary, and then you'll have your plus d6 for your Dang. Let's see how much damage you're able to get.
Okay. Okay, 2d8s. And then a d6. Okay, so that's a 16.
16? That counts for severe damage. That breaks his threshold for severe damage, which means you've done 3 HP points to him. And that's, oh yeah, that's hella awesome. I love that. So, we're gonna do that. Oh, it takes him all the way down to 3 HP. So you just knocked out half his health just in that. And so, I'm gonna describe what the attack looks like. So you jump out and how do you
Yeah,
attack a wraith?
you got this, you got this. And then as he's peering over, I like I'm going super fast,
Oh
okay?
yeah.
I have my roguish dodge, so he's peering around, and then as he peers towards the bush,
Hmm.
I like step out and I jump, and then I go behind him, and I'm like, "Hey, mother effer!" And then
And you just get him on both sides with the knife.
yeah,
No, I love it.
I'm
Okay.
like trying to skewer him.
Oh yeah, like kind of shish kebab. All right, I get you. Okay, and the forest wraith kind of screeches in agony as the male uh as the I just want to make sure that there's no like anything saying. Oh, because you're right, because it does have resistance to physical damage. But I said since it was you, there's no spectral body. It's not. Yeah, I remember that now. He does typically have
I
physical resist
forgot.
to physical damage, but in this situation. Since you are alone, I'm removing that just for ease of use, which maybe I don't need to do anymore because you did just deal all that damage. But you kind of catch him off guard before he's able to kind of he kind of like dissipated out of his incorporeal state. He was kind of like a more physical form, and you jump out and you slash him in his physical form, and he shrieks, and all the kind of voices that are contained within his body all wail in pain as he kind of turns to face you and rear up for his own attack as well. So he is going to attempt to do a memory delve on you, which I know
Oh
you had
yes.
last time, and we're gonna see. Oh, does a 7 hit you, please?
You're not getting into my backstory.
And so he begins to kind of reach up towards you, but you have the knives kind of in his head, and you kind of are able to hold back his body. It's like slash, kind of like twist the blades a little bit to continue the pain on him, and so he can't really focus to do a memory delve. But I am going to spend a fear, and I'm running out of it. Um, to jump over to one of the skeletons that was
Oh,
hanging out, the
fun.
the new skeleton behind
Yeah.
Chantrell. That skeleton is going to attempt to do a rusted sword attack on Chantrell. Oh, it's a 16, which um hits him. We're gonna do a 1d6, 3 plus 1, which is 4. Which One second. Yeah. It does one day. So, as Chantrell is kind of feeling the hurt on a couple of skeletons, the skeleton behind him crawls out of the ground and immediately kind of goes into a running bolt towards him with his sword out and slashes Chantrell in the back, catching him off guard completely,
No.
and does some damage to Chantrell. And Chantrell, you kind of hear him like kind of shout from where you're happy. You kind of hear him shouting from the open veil, in surprise as the skeleton comes up behind him. But it is Chantrell's turn here. He is going to turn around and do a grab and drag. Make an attack against a target within close range. On a success, let's see here. Oh, 15 plus a 2, 16, 17, which hits the difficulty. I'm bouncing between like everything here. I just feel like my head's going crazy. And that, but I'm going to, which is weird. I'm spending a fear to do something good. I don't know if because he's an ally. I don't know. I don't know. I'm in uncharted territory.
What does
It's not a fear
that?
point.
I didn't realize you could do that for allies.
That's why I'm like, oh, like 'cause usually the fear is to go against you, and I'm using an
Right.
enemy stat, but he's in the context of an ally. You know what? I'm gonna save my fear. I'm gonna not spend a fear for that because it's helping you. It doesn't make you scared. And so what happens is 1d6. So many dice I have to roll first. Okay, so Chantrell kind of yells in shock and kind of surprise as the skeleton kind of slashes him from behind. He turns around and kind of with big old mitts and everything grabs the skeleton and like kind of bear hugs him really tight and starts like squeezing. You can hear kind of some of the bones start like cracking and crunching as the skeleton is now restrained and takes 4 damage, which is enough to knock down one of these HPs, which means it is your turn now. You are deep in the woods with the wraith, and you can kind of
Yes.
hear there's some business happening with Chantrell in the back.
Okay. We're looking at each other. Should I just skewered this
Hmm.
right. And then I hear Chantrell scream. I'm like, oh no, not Chantrell. And I kick dust into the race face and take off running
Oh hell yeah.
for
Um,
Chantrell.
I'll let that happen. I'll just let that happen because you did such a good attack on the next one. Kick dust to his face. I mean, he is kind of like a ghost. I don't know how much the dust really affects him, but you are able to kind of disappear out of the wraith's range. Is there opportunity attacks in Daggerheart? I'm not sure. I need to brush up my skill on running combat here. But you run over you kind of run back up and back over to the open vale. You're seeing what's going on here. Chantrell, the skeleton's behind him, still tied up in the rope, though the rope is looser because it's missing a body. And Chantrell has a skeleton bear hugged against him, and the skeleton is looking like a kid trying to get away from like a overly huggy aunt.
And then I don't know. So I'm gonna look over to I forgot what her name was. What's her name?
It was. Whoa. I actually don't think it tells me what her name is.
Okay, her name is
Yeah, make up a name for her. It just says the Arcanist.
Arcanist name is Sozin.
Sozin. I like it. Okay, Sozin. So how do you spell that?
Sozin.
Zin. Okay. I like it. Sozin. Yeah.
All right. And then I was heading towards Chantrell, but then I look over to her and I instead beeline towards her
Oh.
and open my little arms real fast, going.
You little tiny fungal guy. Just trying to make a
And
make a break for it.
when I get to her, I'm gonna use pick and pull and just stick my hands into her pockets and see if there is
See what she
anything,
has?
yes, that can help us in this moment.
Uh,
She's an alchemist. She has to
yeah,
have something in
well,
her
she's an
pocket.
arcanist, not an alchemist, but
Oh, arcanist.
perhaps, I mean, perhaps she might have something. Yeah,
A
so
magic wand?
what
Alright.
is the pick and pull? I have to remember what the pick and pull does. Read me what
It
the
says
pick and pull is.
you have advantage on action rolls to pick non-magical locks and disarm non-magical traps or steal items from a target, either through stealth or by force.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. What stat would that be? Um, let's see. I mean, is that a maneuver? I'd say it's a maneuver. Do an
Or
agility roll and then add 2 to your
okay.
agility roll.
To my agility roll?
Yes, to your pick
Okay.
and pull.
Okay. And then add two?
Yes.
Okay. That's how the advantage works. Alright. Advantage. I don't just roll again.
Wait, what?
So I think I'm questioning just
Hold on.
because
Yeah,
of
let me see if I can pull up the
it
cards
could be
too.
different. I just wasn't sure if advantage means the same as D&D. Like, do you roll?
Hold on, you have
One other
advantage.
time, or do you just
Oh,
add?
hold on. Yeah, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was like a easy like +2. You roll an extra d6 onto that, so you have advantage on action rolls to pick a non-magic lock. So
Oh,
you'll
okay.
roll a d20. You'll roll your two duality dice plus a
Mhm.
d6 and add a d6 to your roll. Sorry, I was just kind of mindlessly. I thought there was like a +2 or something in there.
That's 11 with hope.
11 with hope. Hell yeah. I mean, she's distracted. She's kind of she you kind of approach her and she is like knee deep in a magical spell. Like the little like keystone that she has is like glowing, kind of like the moon and everything. Her body is glowing and like there's a kind of like an extra like, kind of bit of wind kind of circling around her as she's deep in focus. Her eyes are kind of glazed out and she's deep in this spell. Allows you to kind of just like stick your root your hands around on
Mm.
in her pockets and everything. You're digging around. You're able to find a. I wish there was like a section for like items here, but there really isn't any section for items. I'd say you find a couple of bottles that are they're little tiny kind of flasks and everything, and they have a sparkly orangish red liquid inside of the bottles.
All right. How many of those?
I'd say three. You can have three.
3? Okay. Like, jackpot. I'm gonna I'm gonna take it.
She's like busy with her thing, and you're like, hell yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna open it and like put it on my little arm to see what it does.
Um, yeah. When you put it on your arm, it burns like like gasoline, but I don't know if you would know what gasoline is.
Oh, holy
Um,
mother of Marcel's!
is that your own mother? that you just uh,
Yeah,
yeah, okay, okay.
that's
Yeah,
what I can
it
remember
kind
of
of
her.
it kind of burns. It kind of burns like it's acidic. It burns as it touches you, and it feels very very hot.
Dang, lady, you're packing some serious heat. And I'm gonna,
I like all these little quips in there. It just makes everything that much more enjoyable. Continue.
okay, I'm gonna take those, and she's a 7 foot tall lady. So how
Yeah.
big are these compared to me, my 3 foot
Um,
self?
they would probably fit in the palm of a regular human. And so for you,
Oh,
they'd
okay.
probably be like you're like 3 feet tall. It'd be kind of a sizable, I'm trying to think of like what ball? Yeah, like a softball. Like a softball's a little larger
Okay.
than a baseball, right?
Yeah.
But how much? Yeah, I'd say a little softball in your hand.
All right. I'm gonna take those and I'm gonna start running.
Okay.
Chantrell, Chantrell, duck, duck.
Okay, okay. And then
And the
you gonna
hope
throw?
is, yeah. So I'm trying to remember. He's bear hugging one, and
He's
there's
bear hugging
still
one,
two
two behind
others
him.
that are tied. Okay.
Yes.
Chantrell, duck, duck. I'm gonna uncork one with my mouth and try to fling it towards the skeleton while I'm running.
Okay. I'd say do are you aiming for one or are you just trying to throw it in a general area?
I'm not really aiming. I'm aiming for the group, but
Okay.
I'm
But it's not like one specifically. Do
no,
an
I'm just
agility
going
roll.
first. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can use any of my experience while I'm doing this.
Is that mushroom poisonous?
I know.
They look at the bottle and they just assume it's your spores. And they're like, ee.
Would that make them duck though? No. All right, let's see. So that would probably help them. All right, I'm rolling, I'm rolling. That's a 10 with hope.
10 with hope. I'd say it lands kind of near to the group, but Chantrell is still kind of it a little bit kind of splashes on Chantrell as well. You throw are you throwing all three or just one bottle?
Oh, just one.
Okay,
I
so you
uncorked
uncork
the
it,
one.
and
Yeah.
you throw it as the liquid touches the ground, and the bottle kind of like shatters a little bit. It erupts into flames, and kind of just explodes in a large, not necessarily large, but it's like a decent sized explosion, blasting those skeletons. I'm gonna do. Let's do this. Mm, I that hits. Yeah. So it does enough damage. So these skeletons that are in the rope begin to are kind of coated in like a flame liquid almost like they're covered in flaming oil, and they begin to kind of. I mean, I don't know if they really would like be conscious that they were on fire. I don't know if they would care, but you start seeing kind of the bones. It's burning hot enough that the bones are kind of like blistering and
Oh,
being affected by the heat there. And so the skeletons are on fire. That means that the rope is also burning. And Chantrell, a little bit of the fire kind of kicks onto Chantrell, and Chantrell like oh, I'm trying to think of he kind of like says something like, "Go straight into the frying pan," and kind of tries to get away from the fire and lets go of the skeleton and kind of like stop, drops, and rolls, I guess, to prevent himself from getting on fire. And so it is going to be the skeleton's turn. So one of the skeletons that was in the fire, he's going to, now that he's kind of free of the rope, he's going to try to attack Chantrell. Now that he's on the floor, trying to stop, drop, and roll. How rude. 12. That's a that does hit him, which means it's going to do
oh
a
no,
1d6.
Chantrell.
Do that 3 damage. And what's his threshold? That is 1 damage to Chantel. So he kind of steps. So the flaming skeleton steps out of the rope and slashes at Chantrell, kind of cutting him a little bit on his arm. And Chantrell, hey, enough of that. And, you know how Chantrell be.
He's so
Um,
composed.
he's a gentle giant. But I am going to spend a fear because guess who enters into the mix here? The Wraith from the forest, and he's back with
That is not,
rage.
that's not who I thought it was gonna be.
Well, you just thought another measly skeleton would go? Absolutely not. Actually, hold on, wait a second. Oh, can I walk back what I just said? Can I walk back what I just said? Would you
It
allow me to
depends.
walk back?
I guess. I guess
Okay.
I'll be benevolent.
I don't spend a fear for the wraith to come to for the wraith to begin to go. I actually spend a fear for a group attack for the ancient skeletons. I can spend a fear and then those creatures move into melee. On a success, they deal 4 physical damage each. So I'm going to roll. So there's 3.
Oh gosh.
There is 3 here. Oh, and there's no such thing as a natural 20 in Daggerheart, but I did just roll a 20 on the D20, which means it does hit. Each one does 4 damage. That's 12 damage. The threshold that makes it major damage, which means it does 2 HP to him. And so the three skeletons they start ganging up on him and they start like cutting and dicing, like he's about to go into a stew. And now it's your turn.
Well, poor Chantrell, I call him up, and then he's just.
He's like, and he's so composed. He's like, oh man, oh I can't believe this.
I see this
How
unfold.
unfortunate.
See this unfold, and I'm like, that's Sally's favorite rope. She's gonna kill me when she finds out.
You've
And
been carrying
then,
around her special rope this entire time.
yeah. And then
Instead of photos of her, you just carry around her rope.
and then I then see like, oh shoot, Chantrell. And then I take out another bottle instead of
Another bottle.
throwing
I mean, they're all in the right
it.
spot.
Yeah. I'm going to dip my daggers into it if possible.
Oh,
I'm gonna
interesting.
take it and then dip both of them in there. I'm like, I set it on the ground. I open it and you just see me going like this into the into the opening.
Speed dunking.
Yeah, like come on, soak it up, soak it up. Then
I'd say the daggers have a little bit of like an orange haze to like kind of an oil like an orange oil slick to the blades.
and then I'm like, oh yeah, and then I can I I'm gonna try to attack one of these skeletons.
Okay.
Can I spend a hope to use I was in the garden? Um
Were you also at dinner parties where they discussed talking about killing skeletons?
But no, my thought is I've seen plenty of soldiers come by and dip their swords in various. No, okay, never mind.
I'm
Okay.
not even thinking that like in I'm just thinking like how many there's soldiers that you're watching the dinner party like, this is delicious wine. Pull out their dagger and like dip, dip, dip. Like,
Never mind.
what are they
Never
doing?
mind. Never mind. Can I use is that mushroom poisonous to like
I'm sorry, I'm not
I
gonna
don't
let any of
know.
these fly. I,
No.
just roll it, just roll the attack. Just roll
All
the
right,
attack.
let's go. Let's go. That's a 4. Are you happy now? You happy?
A
A
little
4
bit.
with fear.
Four with fear. Oh, now I'm really happy. Okay. That's getting a fear point because I'm running low on those. And yeah, you jump off the carriage. You jump off the carriage, but as the blades kind of receive almost like air contact, like air, like access to air, they light on fire, and your blades now are on fire. As you jump off the carriage, you don't exactly hit a skeleton, but you are now in close range with two flaming daggers and ready for the next business here. But at this point, the wraith exits the forest and into the open vale and is hungry for blood. The wraith is going to send what is it? A life drain straight to you. And 5, 6, 7. Does an 8 hit you?
No.
Okay. Well, ultimately, you see it, but you see the life drain before you actually see the wraith enter. All of a sudden, a green bolt streaks through the air. You're able to like kind of land with your flaming daggers. You see it happen. You kind of do a little like shoulder dodge, and it goes over your shoulder and kind of disappears in the forest behind you. And the wraith exits into the open vale and is now hungry for blood. I'm going to spend a fear. I'm going to spend a fear and have one of the skeletons turn from Chantrell over to you, and it's going to do an attack. It's going to do an attack because I need to land a hit on you. I can't just have you have this roguish dodge the entire time. That doesn't do anything. This is a 7 hit you. It doesn't hit you. I know it doesn't hit you. And you can all gloat all you want that you're so roguish, you're so quick. But yeah, let's go. The skeleton kind of turns to you and swings, but you're just kind of you what am I trying to say here? You know how to dodge. You know how to dodge as a sword, and
I'm good. I'm
these
good.
skeletons
Yeah.
just are not very dexterous. You can see their attack from a mile away. So, Chantrell's turn. Chantrell is going to let's see here. He's going to do a vine attack, a close. He begins to stand up, almost like unhindered by the fact that these skeletons are like yeah 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 on him. He kind of just like gets up, does a little like back stretch and everything. You hear like some like popping of like some I don't know like strands of mushroom.
Mushroom cracks.
And he's like, well, let's handle this. And he turns around and it's a
I see a mini wraith just running around back
I
there.
know it's a little wisp going around there. Um, that hits, and he's just turns around with his big old fist, just smacks the crap out of one of the skeletons, and that has to be what stat am I looking at? Too many stats around here. 1d8. That's 7. Oh yeah, and that counts as this absolutely just wipes one of these skeletons out. The skeleton kind of disassembles into the bones it was made out of, and there's no more skeleton, which means that my countdown dice goes down to where the hell is 6 around here? Okay, 6. Bing. All right, and it is now your turn.
Okay. Man. Like I see the oh, and then I take the third one and I just chuck it in his face.
In the skeleton's face, right in front of you.
Oh no, I thought is there a wraith right in front of me?
Oh, in the wraith. So the wraith is a little bit
Yeah.
off into the tree line, but you definitely hit the wraith right.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Since you're aiming at the wraith, I want you to do an action roll to
Okay.
like an attack roll. And I
What
gotta.
would you say would be the best one to go off of?
So as in, so
Mhm.
it's so like if we were just doing like a regular area, I would have said doing an agility roll. But if you're aiming
Mm.
for a person, I want you to do an attack roll. So just do the 2 duality dice
Okay.
like you're
Oh,
attacking.
I see. Okay. That's a 9 with fear.
A 9 with fear. The 9 does not hit the wraith, but it does land near the wraith. Enough for the light of the explosion kind of brightens up the forest, and you see as the explosion goes, the wraith kind of shrieks and kind of runs, kind of goes to the side, narrowly missing the kind of as it explodes. It like wisps away into like kind of smoke, and then a rematerializes a couple of feet next to it, to avoid the explosion. But as the light of the explosion goes off, you actually see a skeleton a little bit in the forest line is kind of running towards the
Oh my
open vale where
crap.
you're at. Yeah, you just can't get rid of those guys. Huh. I just gotta add another skeleton here. It's because you keep on rolling with
Lady,
fear. Sorry about that.
lady, come on. You gotta hurry. Hurry
And
up.
you kind of hear her like kind of speak over her shoulder, like, "I'm doing the best. You tried it. You want to switch? Would you like to do the ritual?"
Yeah, yeah, come here, come
That was a rhetorical question. Get
here.
back to fighting. And it is gonna be.
I
Is
always
this your
knew I was
turn?
supposed to be a wizard. Take a look at that.
Let me multi-class real quick. We have a skeleton. The skeleton right in front of you is going to try to attack you again. Um, oh wait, I need to look at the right stat here. Does an 8 hit you?
No,
Oh
I'm
my
just,
goodness. Oh
I'm
my goodness. I need a new
I'm
D20. Now,
dodging.
am I turning into a dice goblin now with all of these? Am I getting superstitious with my dice now that I'm actually using physical dice?
Isn't it the best?
I know, isn't it? This kind of I feel some like dopamine. I feel some dopamine kind of rattling around in here. Uh, um, that skeleton swings at you, but it swings at you as you turn to talk to the alchemist, the alchemist, and so like he like misses and everything, and like gets like stuck in the ground, and he's like trying to like pull the skeleton's trying to like pull the sword out of the ground a little bit while you're like discussing, and then when he like yanks it and tries to like swing at you again, that's when you like turn back to him and like dodge the sword again, like so effortlessly. And now it's going to be Chantrell's turn, who is kind of on a roll here. He's going to do another punching attack, and damn, he does 17 plus 2, 17, 18, 19. Definitely hits the skeleton, which means that we're going to do a 1d8, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, which counts as another skeleton has bit the dust.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay, so
Chantrell is just beating guys up. So there's one
there's
skeleton.
3.
So there's a wraith at the edge of the open
Mhm,
vale, a skeleton that is just leaving the tree line into the open vale, and then there is one
mhm.
more skeleton right in front of you, who is not on. So the skeletons that are on fire are no longer. They've both been
Okay,
dispatched. There's one in front of you. There's one at the edge of the forest, and then a wraith right next to it.
sweet.
And my countdown dice goes down to 4, 5. Ding. All right. What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? So he tries to pick up his sword. I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to, he has his sword? Yeah, because he tried to swing at me again.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to steal his sword.
Oh, with
If I
your
can,
pick and pull?
oh yeah, let's do that.
I can't be giving you ideas. How's
By
that?
force, I am going to try to break, like, just break his bones
Oh, I
and
see.
take
I
his
see.
sword, like his
Okay, okay.
arms.
All right.
Give me that. Give me that.
Hell yeah.
Give me that.
I say you try it.
All right. Plus advantage. Let's see. I'm using my pick and pull. All right.
Wait, you trying to use your pick and pull to give you an advantage on pickpocketing by force? Stealing items from target. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
by force. It does say by. Oh, damn, it really does say by force. Hell yeah, do the pick and pull.
Okay, that's a 9 with fear.
A 9 with fear. Um, I get a fear point, which is good because I'm running low.
Can I
Um,
can I can I use it by experience? Is that mushroom poisonous? Like Because okay, listen to me.
And you're gonna have to do some real convincing because a skeleton wouldn't care if you're poisonous.
Okay, well, okay.
I I heard the laugh from the back of the yeah. So okay. Yeah. So do you want to keep on going with the experience, or have you decided against it?
Mm,
I totally thought you were gonna pull
no.
the whole. I was at a dinner party where they discussed the tactics against fighting a skeleton.
No, that's okay.
Okay. So that was a 9 with fear.
Yes.
What's funny though is I was gonna give it to you though. I was gonna give you the 9. I was like, you know what? I'll let her do it. It doesn't. Well, I mean, 'cause you're trying to steal. You're not trying to attack. He's kind of caught off guard, and you're able to kind of break one of the as he kind of swinging and kind of overextending himself because he was just kind of unsticking his sword. You're able to kind of catch him off guard break a couple of bones in his wrist or something, and has his hands opened up, and you're able to kind of nab that sword out of his hand. And so he's now sitting unarmed, with kind of a damaged hand, but doesn't do any damage. Like no HP has been lost. But you have the sword. You have the sword. What's going on?
Oh, nice. Okay, now I have 3 swords. And now this
And with
time
two hands.
I'm holding I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is just like when Dewey was practicing in the garden." I totally I
Yeah, yeah. Continue, continue.
I totally saw the heir of the throne practice throwing daggers. I'm gonna
Oh,
do that right now.
my
And
goodness. Wait, the heir of the throne's name is Dewey.
yeah, Dewey, that's
I
his
like it.
nickname. I get
Oh, his
so
nickname that you gave him. Okay,
yeah,
I like it.
yeah,
Does anyone else use his
yeah.
nickname?
Oh,
Or
oh Dewey. I'd be watching him like, oh Dewey, look at you go.
I like it.
And
So,
it's because he was always wet. He always
oh,
had like this like dewy little
oh,
because he was always practicing
oh,
sword
I see, I
play.
see. Okay, okay.
Yes.
So he was always
Okay.
sweaty, and you just viewed that as dew. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dewey.
continue.
All right. So I'm going to
Does he
I
know
don't
that you? Does he did he know that you were watching him at all, or
no,
were
I
you
was a
just like
mushroom. I was
you were just
just
a
a
mushroom
little yeah, just a little
hanging out?
mushroom.
I
Yeah.
like it. Kind of
Um
emphasizes how lonely you were as a child. I enjoy that.
so I don't have this spell, but I am making it right now.
Oh, oh no. What is this supposed
So,
to mean?
so I just want you to imagine the rain of blades, but
Oh,
it's me not conjuring it. It's me literally just throwing them at
throwing them.
this skeleton.
Wait, so
And
what do you mean you don't have the spell? As in, like it's not unlocked, or
as in, I didn't choose it. So
wait a moment, moment. Y- You're trying to use a skill that you didn't take?
no, no, no. I'm just having you imagine it. Like
You know it is completely in your right to throw a knife, right? You don't have to like pretend you're
yeah, but
conjuring a spell.
I'm
Okay.
raining these blades down on him. So I'm
Okay.
throwing them.
You're throwing all three.
So
Well, all
yes,
both daggers, and then you're gonna have a sword.
and I am using my experience. I was in the garden.
Because
Let's
Dewey
see.
was doing it. Okay.
Dewey was doing it. Yeah.
All right, all right.
So is that +2 towards my
I like how we're just glossing over the fact that you just made up mechanics. Like you just made it work.
Is it
You've just
not
finished your whole long explanation on how this will work. So, is this a +2? I'm still trying to recover from the mechanic whiplash you just gave me. So,
from what
um,
I was told, Daggerheart is a collaborative tabletop RPG.
and I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Okay, hold on. I gotta recenter. I gotta find my Zen real quick. Okay, so you're using experience. I was in the garden because you saw
Yes,
the heir of the throne, Dewey, practicing with sword or with dagger throwing. I will
yes.
let you use that experience. Um, I'm not gonna let you use the raining of the raining of swords though. The whatever the skill that you didn't choose was. So you can roll to
Okay,
attack.
but I was just saying, imagine. I was just saying
Okay.
as
Oh,
like
okay, okay. So imagine it. So I'm trying to imagine the image of what it looks of that was on the card.
Okay, never mind. I think I was trying to use the spell, but instead of conjuring, I was like, hey, I'm grabbing these swords myself. So I'm just doing rains of swords, but with swords I've gathered. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
regardless, I'm throwing swords.
You're throwing swords. Roll to attack, and you'll add your +2 to the damage because you're using both your primary and your secondary.
Okay.
But you will lose these blades once you throw them.
You know, that's what I could get more. I could get more. Okay.
I can go pick them up. I'm not worried about it.
So okay, back to the experience. Is that to the attack roll? So like it's a +2 to what I roll to hit the skeleton? Or is it to the
Um,
damage?
it'll be well. I'm just not remembering. I'm just trying to remember now if experiences can be used in attack rolls. Um,
Oh, I think they can actually.
no need to look it up in the book. Pretty sure they can do that.
I'm already erasing my
Um,
hope.
don't try to guilt me into this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Um,
Let me see.
where
I guess
is it?
I have the book. Let me look.
Where is it? Um, what the hell is the experiences? Character creation, 13. I'm pretty sure I saw, no, 13 here. Okay, choose the class, assign the trait. Hey, oh wait, it's on this page. Create experiences. Okay, I even have this bookmark for some reason. If you make an action or reaction roll, you can spend hopes. Another one. Um, it says an action or a reaction roll, so I do think that it could help with an attack. I'll let it fly. So
Nice.
so yes, it'll be a +2 to your attack, and then you'll +2 to your damage because of your secondary. And you're throwing them at the same person? You're throwing both blades into the same person?
Yes, yeah, I'm
Perfect.
raining those blades
No, don't even try to
onto
say
the
raining blades. You're
onto
throwing two
that
daggers.
skeleton. I'm throwing 3 daggers because I have his dagger.
Technically, he has a short sword. He has a rusted sword. Do you
And
want
I
to
throw
continue
the
to?
sword.
Yeah. Uh, um, you know what? What the hell? Yeah, go ahead.
You let me know what that stat is.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right. So what do I roll to throw all three of these?
Okay, well that's a 9 with fear. So after all this talking, does that hit?
Um, so it's a 9. Was that plus your 2?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Go ahead and re-roll those dice real quick. I don't think you're. I just want to make sure you're rolling the right dice here. So it's the 2 duality, and you add the plus 2. Just
That's
re-roll
a
just to make sure that we're.
10 with fear. Does that hit?
Uh, and you added your plus 2, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you added your plus 2 just yet. So go ahead and add the plus 2 to the 10. That'll
So
be
that's a
12.
12
12 hits.
with
Woohoo!
fear.
Roll damage.
Jeez, okay. All right, so let me grab my D8. Let's see. I should just have these on the side. What are you thinking? Oh, I do. Oh, wait. I wasn't rolling the right dice.
What are
I
you rolling?
wasn't. I was rolling my D8s.
Oh no,
Okay,
you're only
that's
okay.
why.
How long
Oh
have
my
you been
heck,
rolling just the d8s?
I think a while now. Okay, let me
When have you been
grab.
rolling? When have you been rolling so low?
Oh my heck. Oh, geez. Okay. All right, let me actually roll those. I'm so sorry.
Why did you like
Um,
critical fail? I don't think you can critical fail.
that's a 18 with I love you.
An
That's a
18
18 with hope.
with hope. Oh, this is beautiful, amazing. So yeah, that hits. And then so
Okay.
now do your damage.
I can't believe I was rolling those. Okay. Uh, okay, 7. Okay, that's a 9. for my 2 daggers. Now, what do I roll for the rusty sword?
It's a it's a 1d6 plus 1.
All right, let me do that.
Jesus.
That is a
Uh,
7.
7. So altogether, that's a. You said it was a
And
9 for the first one. Was it 16?
yeah, that's a 16.
Yeah, that's severe damage. Actually, um, honestly, that's like a more than severe damage. That's like an insta kill. You insta killed you pincushion the
With his
skeleton. The
with his
three
own
the three
sword.
blades and go choo, 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 right into his chest, and you see him kind of just like begin to kind of rush like kind of like lunge at you, but then he just kind of falls flat and kind of disassembles. I don't know why I like when skeletons disassemble. Like they can die. They're perfectly capable of dying without disassembling, but I feel like it's necessary that a skeleton disassembles when they die.
And I
And
wanna
so that
walk I'm gonna
yeah.
walk up to him. He's disassembled, but I'm gonna grab his rusty sword blade. I'm like, "Now taste now taste the blade of your own sword." And I'm gonna stab it into his
The skull.
open jaw. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And that'll stay as a monument in the open veil for who knows how long. So skeleton taken care of. Countdown is now down one. We have Chantrell, who is actually I'm pretty sure Chantrell already went. It's been so long since we talked for so long about throwing the daggers, and I'm trying to remember where we were. At this point, the Wraith is now. You've now realized that the Wraith has been this whole time has been kind of circling and is coming up around back to actually attack the Arcanist. The
No.
Wraith is now up onto the carriage and everything. Is going to attack the Arcanist. So, do I have a stat block for the Arcanist? I just realized. I don't know. I swear it's somewhere. Dun, dun, dun. No, I don't. But so I'm just gonna make it up. It doesn't hit though. It was a really low number. So, uh, the Wraith is now kind of the Wraith. And so at this point, the Wraith is kind of like creeping up, and his form is kind of like getting bigger and smokier, and kind of starting to envelop the Arcanist as the Arcanist is focused on the keystone. And then which means it. I'm gonna spend a fear. I'm gonna spend a fear. The skeleton from the tree line is now rushing Cantrell. Chantrell. He's gonna attack Chantrell here. 10 plus the 0, which gets a difficulty of 10. It does hit. And that's gonna be short sword was 1d6 plus. Oh, I like that roll. Well, not really, because it's my favorite. It's my one and only favorite NPC. Plus a 1. That does 6 damage, which does not mean just knocks down 1 HP. Uh, he runs up to Chantrell, who Chantrell kind of stands up and now looks at the skeleton that you kind of dismembered here. He kind of looks and nods and with a big old thumbs up with his big old giant fist. And he's like, "Nice work, buddy." Just as the skeleton behind him slashes and goes, "Oh, not again!" and kind of turns around to face this new skeleton. And which means Chantrell is going to go here. Oh, what in the world just happened? Something weird's going on. Okay, there you go. He's gonna do a vine beatdown. So, oh, that's a one. No, wait, hold on. What am I doing here? I say plus 2. What is a 10? Which doesn't hit the skeleton. He kind of tries. He turns around, swings a big fist, but doesn't really know where the skeleton is at this point because it just kind of surprised him, and he misses. Which means it is now back to your turn.
Okay, so you said that the
Uh-oh.
wraith was creating like this fog around
His
the elf.
figure is getting larger and kind of
Mhm.
enveloping the the Arcanist. Yes.
I want to go inside of him.
Oh shoot. Dang it. Yeah. I mean,
So I'm
so.
gonna.
Hold on, so well, let's talk about things. Let's talk about this before I start just letting you crazy. Yeah, because I mean, you can appear in shadows. You have to be in a shadow first.
No, but I'm just running into the shadow.
Oh, you're just
I'm
running
not trying
into
to
his shadow.
appear. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
I
trying.
see.
So here's what I want to do.
Yeah,
I am going to. I see that happening. I turn. I'm like, oh, hold up. I need to figure out his voice.
yeah. Center yourself just a second.
Yep. My lady, no! And then
Okay, keep going, keep going.
and I take and I try to pick up my swords, my daggers, and I'm
Yeah.
running in. Um It's kind of like that cool, like I'm running. It's not a sword though, but I'm running my dagger across the ground
The ground.
because
I
I've
mean, you're
seen
short
people
enough
do
that
it.
like the dagger would
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, I get it.
And then and then I try to go into his being, into his
Okay.
shadow.
All right. And you're just trying
Tell me
to
if
just
that
chill in
works.
there. Or you trying to attack?
I'm gonna get in there and was was there did I use all of my bottles?
You threw
I
one
well,
at the
I
tip of the
did,
rope.
and then I dipped my swords into one.
Yeah. I don't think that would exhaust the entire bottle though. So I'd say you have like probably half a bottle left.
Okay, I'm gonna open up the bottle.
Yeah. Where's this going? I don't think you know where this is going just yet.
I want to. Okay, I'm in. Oh, how do I want to do this? So he's engulfing her,
Yeah, it's more like intimidating. Like it's not necessarily engulfing. Like she is
right?
distracted. He is kind of creeping up behind, and he's like about to do a strike.
Oh, okay, but he's not like
He's not trying to like engulf her in the wraith
she's
pit.
not within him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm within him, and
Yes.
I'm going to take it, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, Sally, this one's for you," and I'm gonna dump it on myself.
What? Um, okay. I mean, you know what? You're keeping me on my toes. I guess that's right. The moment the liquid kind of meets air, it ignites, and you are now a mushroom on fire, I guess. Um, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here. I
And
don't know
I'm
what to.
in him. I'm in him, so
You're
he
in
should be
him
burning.
and burning. Uh, what's this? You know I don't know how to play this game, right? You know I don't know how to play this game.
You
Um,
know, it
let's see.
helps the player for sure.
See here. Okay. I gotta focus here. So, you are inside a wraith who have you've lit yourself on fire using a fake potion I just made up in the moment, and I have no way to bounce. Um, okay. You are on fire. The wraith doesn't like fire. The wraith is hurting. But it's not really not like an attack roll because it's just where it is. Neither is there really any clear damage here. Okay. Um, I want both of you to take 1 HP of damage. So, I forgot I have to do the Wraith. I thought you were going to do the Wraith for me. Uh, okay. And that's 3. Okay.
So does
Okay.
that mean an attack succeeded against me?
Um, not necessarily, because it wasn't necessarily an attack that succeeded. It was more like the environment succeeded against you. I would say since there was no roll, you're roguish. Oh, but at the same time, you're now kind of burned. Like you're on fire. I don't know if you'd be able to roguish dodge as well. I'd say yes, an attack has succeeded against you
And
in the
now,
loosest of terms.
and now the wraith knows that I am poisonous. So that means I get a +2 every roll.
Jesus. Never- Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know what? You know what? So you know what? So you've lit yourself on fire. The Wraith is now on fire. Chantrell is sitting there just absolutely kind of turns to like see what's going on. I mean the fire's all over the place. Well, all over you, I guess. I don't know if it's dripped onto the carriage just yet. Um, the skeleton, the skeleton is going to um. Sorry, I'm just trying to grasp everything that's going on right now. There's a lot of moving parts here. There's buffering right now.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll paint you a picture.
yes,
I'm in the wraith. And
yes.
then
In the wraith. Let's just start that way.
Cantrell looks over and sees, and he's like, "Oh, where did he go?" And then all of a sudden, he sees this bright light just appear within the wraith.
The wraith. The wraith starts screaming as it becomes on
Yes,
fire as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chantrell is like, "What a brave little." No,
He's unfazed.
he
He's
just
like,
puts his thumbs up, yeah.
nice job, buddy. I like it.
And yeah, that's yep, I saved the day.
You saved the day. I mean, the
No,
wraith is not dead yet, but
I know.
we are still in combat. But you're definitely getting close to saving the day. That's for sure. The skeleton right behind, next to Chantrell is going to attack again. This time, oh, with a natural 20. With a natural 20 plus a 0, so that does hit. It's gonna be a 1d6 plus a 1. That's 5 damage. It knocks down Chantrell. Again,
How's he
Chantrell.
doing, by the way?
I was just about to describe. He is cut. He is slashed. You're seeing that he's definitely getting tired. Now he really isn't. He really doesn't show his emotions, but like the mushroom form of himself is being to kind of like sag a little bit. He's having a harder time. He's moving slower, having a harder time with lifting things, like his own arms. And he is looking like a sad mushroom right now. He's not doing too hot. He's very I don't want to speak too boldly here, but he is not doing well. I'm looking
Okay.
at his HP counter here. He is not doing well. Um, and it is the Wraith's turn here. I probably should have the Wraith go before Chantrell. But the Wraith is going to just in a last ditch effort try to do a memory delve. Trying to do a memory delve, which is going to be an attack. Does a 20 hit you? A dirty 20 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, finally one attack can be landed on you. Oh my goodness. Because you're a little roguish dodge. Yeah, so go ahead and so as the wraith's on fire and you are on fire and you're both kind of just like screaming in agony, he reaches his hands down kind of in within himself and kind of like grasps you by like the like both hands kind of on the side of your head and you feel yourself zoomed in to a bad memory. Now describe what this it is a terrifying moment from their character's childhood. Go ahead and just give me a terrifying moment.
So being on fire really brings me back to this
Lays
one
it in the
night.
kitchen.
Um, um, I talked about Dewey, the heir to the throne. But when I came, there was one day I woke up and all I saw was flame, covering the entire town, the city,
Hmm.
and I could just sit there. I couldn't do anything. I just sat there, but I watched as one by one these assassins brought out the royal family into the garden in front of all of their um what are they called?
Subjects or
Their
yeah.
subjects. Made them kneel, and I watched as they slaughtered the royal family, leaving
Damn.
Dewey for last.
Oh, goodness. When you have bad childhood memories, they sure are bad. And it's gonna be let's do a um where's the zone? Oh wait, wrong one, wrong one. Okay. Now that is I was looking at the wrong one. I was like, oh, it looks like there's no damage. There is damage. I was just looking at the wrong one. So that is a 3d4 plus 9. So let's see. 1, 5, 9 plus 9, 18. Does 18 damage to you.
That is like severe, severe damage. So I'm marking 3 HP.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm going to,
Oh, great. Oh, you're gonna use an armor slot. Are you gonna use an armor slot?
yeah, I want to use an armor slot.
How many?
1.
Okay.
So what
So
does
now
that
it's
do?
just so instead of severe damage is now major damage, meaning you only mark 2
Okay,
HP.
okay. I really felt that one.
And so it's just you're doing damage to him, he's doing damage to you. You're locked in kind of a circular chain of agony as I mean it is now it's your turn again. You are still on fire. Which means you two both take another HP of damage. And what are you looking to do? You're kind of in dire straits here.
But he also took another
Yes, he
HP of
also took
damage.
another HP of damage.
Okay. Dewey! Dewey, no! And
You're locked in that memory.
oh, and then I'm like, oh, I'll take him out, Dewey. I'll take him out like I couldn't before. And I'm going to try to.
I feel like there's always kind of like that the joke that joke characters are made and they end up being like the most like emotionally like jarring stories and everything. I feel like this is setting up good like oh he's just a little mushroom, but like turns out he's trying to get revenge against a whole bunch of assassins because they killed his family right in front of him. He watched his parents die right in front of him. Like it's like a joke character where you're like, oh, there is some emotional depth to this, and his story is heartbreaking. Continue, continue.
And
The
I'm
next
going.
childhood memory is going to be that actually Sally's dead. That's going to be what's
Oh
happening
no.
here. I mean, it's just everything's going to be taken away from me as a lover of this story. Continue.
And it's like, and while I'm searching for Sally, you realize that she is dead, and so I'm just looking for the way to die, to
Yeah, you're
reunite
just looking for
myself with her.
your heroic
Yeah.
end.
So I am going to use my experience. I was in the garden.
Yes,
Just
yes, yes,
based
yes.
on that memory. I was
Yes.
literally in the garden. I
So much
saw the
happened in this garden.
assassination.
Absolutely, so much happened in this garden.
And I was like, you may have hurt me then, but I'll hurt you now. And I'm going to roll to attack this
Yeah.
wraith.
Okay.
Oh my heck. I did the D8s once again.
Oh no, it's
Let me roll
D12.
my
D12s.
D12s.
Apparently, they picked two D12s because the average, like mathematically, the average rolling of a D12 is a 13, and it becomes more like, and that's different than the average of a single D20. And so, like the average of the D12s
Mhm.
is more universally like things work for you. Like a 13 is a pretty good number, rather than the average of whatever
Oh,
you roll on a D20.
that makes sense. I could see
Mhm.
that. All right, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is a 17 with fear.
Take a fear point. Well, I'll take a fear point. I'll take it for you. Don't worry. But that does hit. Go ahead and roll for
Okay.
damage.
Okay. All right. So then I do my D8s. Silly Megan.
What do you mean D8 plural? Is that 2D8? You have 2D8s?
I've been rolling 2D8s because of my primary and my secondary.
Hold on. 1 second.
Because
Because
it's a
your
D8.
primary weapon is a D8 plus 1, and then your secondary adds
Uh-huh.
a plus 2 to that weapon to that damage. So it should just be 1d8 plus 1 plus 2.
Are we sure?
I'm looking at your rogue character guide underneath
Because it
the.
says D8 physical, one-handed.
Yes, so but there's no 2 in front of that 2d8. It's just 1d8.
No, but I pair it. I add the +2.
Yeah, when you're paired, you plus 2 to primary weapon damage to targets within melee range. So that plus 2 comes, so it's like a d8 plus 1 plus 2. You've been rolling 2d8s this whole time?
Like, yeah, I have 2 weapons. All right. Okay.
Go ahead, do 2d8s one more last time. This
No,
is like
it's
this is
okay.
the big
It's
bad. This
okay.
is the big
I
bad
think
thing.
it I think it All right. So, okay, 6 7. That's a 9 with
A 9.
1d8.
That is major damage. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong stat again. 1 second. It doesn't hit. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, it is major damage still. It is major damage still. And describe this last hit. Well, dang it, I just spoiled it. Describe how you attack. Describe how you attack.
Right.
Or should I hit you with the? Do I get to carry over my catchphrases from game to game? How would do you want to maim or kill?
I'm killing this mother effer.
Describe how you kill it.
All right. So, I'm a ball of fire here.
Oh yeah,
And then
absolute ball of flame.
and so I'm kind of going Super Saiyan.
Hmm.
So, I'm like I I was I take my dagger, I run it against my tongue, and
Yeah.
then I
I
dip
like this.
it
I like this.
in I dip it I dip them within myself so
Hmm.
they get fiery.
Oh yeah.
And then
You
I
dip them within yourself. I can only imagine what that means, but you know
yeah.
what?
Nope.
I get the visual.
And then I just um, yeah, it's like 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 those horror movies like
Yeah.
Alien or something, or when like a baby is clawing out like Twilight, a baby is trying to like claw out of the
I don't.
stomach.
Did that happen
That's
in
me.
Twilight? When did the baby actually claw itself out?
No, but she was trying to,
Oh, okay,
I
okay, okay.
think.
Yeah, yeah,
You'd have to ask Abigail, but and then I'm ripping and tearing, and I'm like slashing with my dagger,
yeah.
just getting out. I'm like, "Ah, not
Okay, all right.
today!" Oh,
And the wraith begins to just kind of scream as it's trying to find where you are, like kind of just is trying to stop and stop the pain, but it's not enough. And soon the wraith just kind of has reached its tolerance for the amount of pain that you're providing it. And it kind of almost just like balls up into this one big dark shadow with green eyes in the middle, and with one final screech, it dissipates and kind of in a rapid explosion of energy. At right at the same time, kind of that happens, and almost right at the same time, the keystone is now glowing a very bright white, even brighter than the moon. And it also releases this energy, clearing the entire open veil of even that skeleton that was attacking Chantrell. It kind of it blows him away, disassembles, because skeletons have to disassemble when they die. And the entire the open veil rests of any undead or any spirits, and the night begins to be quiet again, and the bugs and the birds. The birds and the bees stop chirping for a second. All the bugs and the nighttime animals are quiet for just a moment, before they all kind of pick up their familiar song again, and the night kind of continues as if nothing happened. And at this point, the Arcanist, her eyes kind of return to normal, and she kind of sits back and begins to huff, and because she's sweating. Goes, well, it's done. The it's all done. Uh, and she kind of is sitting there trying to hold her breath, and she goes, well, uh, I have a little paper here. I have a little thing I can read. As you deliver the final
sure.
blow, the ritual ends. The carrot comes falling to the ground as the keystone vibrates with arcane energy. Then, all at once, a soundless explosion erupts from the white fire arcanist, dissipating any last enemy who might remain. I already said this. Oh, cutscene. Back inside the treehouse, not but an hour later, the keystone sits suspended carefully above a rumbling fire in the hearth. The arcanist, who looks even older now than she did before, sits cross-legged in an old stuffed chair. There's an exhaustion in her voice as she speaks. You fought hard. I'm not surprised, of course. The king keeps good company. I'm very glad you were there. And the keystone will need a week, maybe more, to allow the magic to settle. I'll need to watch it carefully to ensure nothing cracks or becomes sentient, or anything like that. You know how it is. And in the meantime, after you rest and gather yourself, have a nice hot meal and warm bath. I have one more thing to ask of you. We Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused. Now this is like narrator. We pull out of the Arcanist home, out of the forest itself, to view the verdant expanse from above, and see twisting stone spires breaking through the tree line, each with a flame flickering within the tower like a beacon. She continues. There's a spire just west of here, maybe a few hours' walk. I felt it on the way to the ritual. Its power was strange. The light felt weaker than it should be. I think something might be terribly wrong with the spire keeper, and I fear what will happen if its fire is extinguished altogether. When you're ready, come back and I'll give you my maps so you can make it to safety. It's good to have heroes in the Sablewood again. And that's where we're going to end today's session. It leads into the
Wow.
campaign frame for
Yeah.
the for the Sablewood. And that is where we will end today's session. You successfully helped the Arcanist re up the Keystone magic for your. So is the king that sent you? Is that king is Dewey? Is Dewey the king now?
So Dewey's dead.
Oh, Dewey's dead. I thought Dewey was the one that was kept alive.
No, they killed
They killed
him
everyone?
last.
Oh, they
Yeah.
killed him last. Oh no.
Mhm.
Dang. If it wasn't for Dewey. Oh, I mean, you did it for Dewey, but Dewey wasn't around to see it. That's sad.
As
But
all For all I know, Dewey is dead.
oh, that sounds a little suspicious. Like he could still be alive somewhere. But yeah, that's it. That's the quick start adventure of Daggerheart. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I like it. I'm liking
I
it.
mean, is this your first TTRPG that's not D&D?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about the Avatar one,
Oh yeah,
um,
I still want to
and
play that.
Pathfinder. We've talked about those, but yeah, this is the first one that I've actually played separate from D&D.
Nice. Heck yeah. And do you, I mean, the age-old question, do you like it more? Do you like it more?
Um, it's hard, you know, it's hard because it's like, okay, what do I like
Parents don't
about
have a favorite child.
well, it's like, what do I like about D&D? And it's really the characters and the that I've created and the experiences that we've built.
Yeah.
Like, I love Shava and the little inn that she
Oh,
has.
yeah.
I love the adventures that I had with Shava before we even did D&D, like
Yeah.
D&D together. Marlowe has a place in my heart. So it's like I like the the homebrew world that you've created. So.
So you don't like D&D, you just like me. That's awesome. No, but no, I really enjoy Daggerheart. I think Daggerheart has an interesting kind of spin on things. Now, some of the campaign frames are kind of really, really cool when it comes down to like what you can kind of go further into this. But I think for a first little adventure, I thought it was really good. I think not only is the adventure really well written, the rules seem simple enough that I can kind of pick them up, even though I don't really know still what I'm doing with the combat. But I mean, I dig it. I like
Yeah,
Daggerheart a lot.
the combat, yeah, I would say it feels like, I mean, I need to look probably too, but with
Yeah, I
D&D,
feel like
there's
I'm
very,
missing something. Yeah,
yeah, it feels there's strict like place, like how far you can go, what you can
yeah,
do. And I don't know if it's because it's just like there's just the two of us, it feels like more open. I'm sure if there was more people, it might feel like there's more like
more structure to it.
more structure, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
And that's how I kind of feel like the whole thing where I'm like, there's not a lot of structure here, and I don't know if that's just because I don't know what I'm doing, or if it's meant to be played just more fast and loose. Like if you like, I mean, because like I've always, and the thing is, I've always kind of gone with the fast and loose, and so now that there's, and I knew what rules I was breaking when I was doing D&D. Like I knew what rules I was bending and breaking to play how I wanted to play. But now I'm in a situation where I don't know what rules I'm bending and breaking. I feel like less willing to be like kind of playing fast and loose. And so I don't know if I'm just playing fast and loose and I'm just not paying attention to the rules, or if the rules really are supposed to be this vague that I can kind of just do what I want. But I mean, either way, I feel like at the end of the day, as long as you and I both have fun, that's all that matters. And I
Yeah,
feel like I had fun.
I would say the same. I really like Marcella and the story that we've created.
Me too. And I think that's all that matters. That's what the whole point about this is. But if you have listened this whole way, thank you so much for joining us on our whole entire adventure, our quick start adventure. Of course, this video will be uploaded this coming Friday, and then you can watch it there. You can catch up on the character creation, or you can take a look at our D&D, the D&D campaign that we were doing. Um, and I guess you and I are gonna have to go to the drawing board to figure out what we're gonna be doing in the future. But I really like Daggerheart,
I
and
know.
we'll see
Yeah.
what's going on. But thank you to anyone that's watching, and we will see you next week. See you later.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Tethered by the Table. It was a blast recording this session, and I hope you stick around for the next one. If you want to watch us live, you can find us on Twitch every Monday morning, or you can wait for the recording and audio only episode to be uploaded the following Friday. Make sure to follow us on all applicable platforms, and we'll see you next time.